Hi, my name is Zara Staley, and I had the opportunity to take the AI and Marketing Experimental Design course at the John M. Huntsman School of Business, and it was such an incredible experience. I could not recommend it more. Both Dr. Bruff and the course provided a space for us to meaningfully engage with artificial intelligence. We're in a time where people have very polarized opinions on what AI should be doing, is doing, and ought to be doing in the future. So it was incredible to have a space where we could interact with AI and understand its advantages and limitations, while also seeing the way that it can transcend from different projects and different industries. One thing we focused on, which I found very, very interesting, was seeing if AI would replicate human behavior. And we worked on plenty of different cases throughout the class, but one that I found very interesting was the framing effect. So we basically found case studies and had the AI develop personas. We did 200 in ours. And from that, we ran those personas through the exact experiment that was seen in the studies. And so for the framing effect, it was problem 1, problem 2 with 200 different people. And A for problem 1 was way less complicated. It basically said like 200 people would die. And problem B talked about probability that people would die, probability people would be saved, and it was just more complex in general. And problem 2 had that same trend, however, it talked about people being saved instead of people dying. But one thing that we noticed is that it didn't matter if it was framed about people dying or people being saved, but one thing that AI did take into account was how detailed the personas of the people we ran the test on were. So as we had it develop personas, we would give a bunch of categorical data. So age, race, gender, income status. In this case, it was students at the University of British Columbia and Stanford. So we had to replicate that. And the little amount of data that we gave had it come out with A as the answer predominantly. But after we'd added more in, majors, minors, hometown, personal beliefs, values, religious association, whatever it may be, it started to trend toward B. The more complicated the person, the more complicated the answer AI assumed it would choose, which was so interesting and not at all reflective of what the initial study did in reality, but was still a very interesting trend to notice. And secondary to that, which I kind of touched on, we learned ways to use data and to understand the way that we can utilize AI-generated data in the business world and especially in the marketing capacity. So Dr. Bruff taught us how to have AI develop personas, and we did anywhere from 10 to 300 of these, and just giving categorical data, putting them into groups, and having it ask these people a survey and have their expected responses, do an experiment on them, have their expected results, and whatever it may be. But it was so incredible to see the way that AI was reasonable and the way that artificial intelligence really did have meaningful outcomes. And from project to project, it definitely varied on what output we had. For my group's project, we focused on the effect of virtual reality and augmented reality within real estate listings, and if including those elements would make realtors have higher booking rates with those people. And we found through our AI testing, it was almost 25% more than those who had traditional methods of photo and video. And although this may not be taken as gospel, it's one thing that is very, very relevant when someone is asking if they should spend the money, spend the time, spend the resources in doing this test in reality to see the actual data. And some other groups did very similar projects with marketing of various apps or whatever it may be, and they did not see a very stark increase or variation within what is happening now and what could happen in the future. And while understanding this may not be completely true, recognizing the trends as AI responds to these things, because AI is modeled after human behavior, it provides us the opportunity to go into different research projects, to go into different experiments and data analysis with an informed guess of what we're going to be getting into. And within doing that, it provides us the opportunity to save time and money and resources in understanding it. So much of that and so much more was touched on in the class, but I will just leave it by saying that it is such an incredible course that will absolutely change the way that you view not only artificial intelligence, not only marketing, not even just data, but the entire business world and the way that we view technological advancement in general. It was such an incredible class. I cannot recommend taking it enough if you are able to, or replicating this course, or fighting to have this course at another university, because it is so incredible and you would be doing yourself a disservice by not learning this. So thanks.